good morning to sir and all my friends. Today I will present for the task assignment 2. Okay, the title of the assignment is system. The system for register university, the university registration system for UEM. Okay, I have finished the task. This all the result. Okay, I will show you. First is ER diagram. The ER diagram, I have list the entity. It have a 10 entity. First is student. Second is student advice. Third is invoice, net of kin, resident, staff, cost, as in student apartment association, student apartment, analysis and list. Yes. Okay, I have list all for the student. Then the attribute is a metric number. The metric number is a primary key for the student. Names, home address, phone number, email, date of birth, gender, category, nationality, special need, additional comment, current status, major and minor. Okay, for the attribute for the student advice, have a full name for the primary key, position, name, department, telephone number, email and room. For the invoice, the attribute is invoice number for the primary key, list, number, semester, primary payment due, student full name, banner number, place number, room number, address, date of pay, method of payment and date of reminder. Okay, for the attribute for the resident staff, we have a staff number for the primary key, names, email, home address, date of birth, gender, position and also location. Okay, for the cost, the attribute is a cost number for the primary key, cost title, cost instructor, email, room number and school name. Okay, next is the net of kin. The attribute for net of kin, names for the primary key, relationship, address and contacts. The list. The attribute for the list is a list number for the primary key, duration, student metric number, student name, list number, room number, address of the analysis, date enter room and date leave the room. The attribute, the entity for entity analysis. The attribute we have is name for the primary key, address, phone number and the principal. For the student apartment, the attribute is apartment number for the primary key, address and number of the single room. First, student apartment expiation in inspection. The attribute is name member staff for the primary key, date of inspections, indication of weather and the additional comment. Okay, for the relationship, you can see the student, for the student and student advice is 1-to-1. and student and one-to-many. It was a mandatory or. Okay, for the inverse relationship for the student and inverse, it one-to-one and one-to-one. It was a mandatory or. Okay, you can see for the relationship for the student and next of kin is one-to-many and one-to-one. It was a optional and. Okay, for the liases and the student relationship, for the relationship it was a one-to-one and one-to-one. It was a mandatory or. For the relationship for the inverse and liases is one-to-one and one-to-one. One-to-one and one-to-one. The mandatory or. Okay, for the liases and analysis relationship is one-to-one, also one-to-one. It was a mandatory or. For the analysis and student apartment, the relationship is one-to-one, also one-to-one. The relationship is mandatory or. The resident of the staff have a relationship with student apartment. The relationship is one-to-one and one-to-one. The relationship is mandatory or. The relationship to student apartment and student apartment affiliation is many-to-one and one-to-one. The relationship is mandatory or. And lastly, for the relationship student apartment associations and cost is one-to-many and also one-to-many. Relationship is mandatory or. Next we go to the relationship schema. Have a list or. For the student, the primary key is a metric number. Okay, for the student advice, the primary key is full name and the foreign keys is internal telephone number, reference, student advice, internal telephone number. For the next of kin, the primary key is name, the foreign key is address, reference next of kin address. Next is invoice. The primary key for the invoice is invoice number, the foreign key is alias number, reference for the invoice alias number. For the aliases, the primary key is alias number and the foreign key is student metric number, reference of aliases student metric number. Okay, next is analysis. The analysis primary key number, primary key is names and foreign key is address, reference analysis address. The student apartment, for the student apartment is primary key is apartment number, the foreign key is address, reference the student apartment address. For the residence staff, the primary key is staff number, the foreign key for the resident staff with a home address, referring to resident staff home address. For student apartment inspection, the primary key is name of a member staff, the foreign key for the student apartment and inspection is date of inspection, refer to student apartment inspection date of inspection. For the cost, lastly for the cost, the primary key is a cost number and the foreign key is cost title, refer to cost title. Okay, that's all of my presentation. I hope you understand what I have presented to you. Okay, thank you, sir.